And it's good morning here at a wet Shanghai International Circuit, where we're about to get underway with today's practice session. After the excitement of the last Grand Prix, what drama will we see this weekend as the teams get to grips with the soggy conditions? This is a popular location for many of the teams. The circuit is extremely demanding for both the drivers and the cars, and that makes it a very exciting place to race.
It's certainly a track that's liked by the drivers, providing a good set of challenges when racing. It has two long straights that allow for great overtaking opportunities and a very complex 360-degree right-hand corner combination just after the start-finish line. It's a circuit that really has a bit of everything.
Max Verstappen was a record breaker at the Australian Grand Prix by becoming the youngest ever F1 driver to take to the grid. He beat Jaime Alguersuari's previous record of 19 years and 125 days.
It shows the great potential that they believe Max has to promote him so early. I'm sure he'll be eager to repay their faith out on the track.
Hello guys, and welcome to Shanghai for the third edition in this F1 2015 career. We are getting ready for the free practice session here before the qualifying sessions, and as you can see, we have not too dry conditions. Definitely hope it's going to stay dry for the qualifying session and also stay dry for the race, because that last spell of rain that we had during the Malaysian Grand Prix definitely didn't do us any favors there. Didn't really matter much at Malaysia, though. The Grand Prix was pretty much lost already. Definitely hoping for a better result here today, and it's going to be starting with qualifying. Jumping head first into Q1 here, we are coming down the back straight, charging into the hairpin here, way down through the gears, up into second on the exit there. Don't want to get too early on the throttle there, almost loosen the back end as it wants to step out. This is going to be our first lap of the session here. Hopefully we are going to be on pace. 141.401. Yeah, forget what I said about being on pace. Are you kidding me? We're off the pace here.
To see Daniel Ricciardo drop out in qualifying one, looks like tomorrow might be a lot of hard work for the popular Australian.
So I guess we managed to squeeze into Q2 here, but 3.5 seconds off the front row there. Are you kidding me? I think it's time that we actually start revisiting how we're setting up the car here for F1 2015, because obviously lots of things have changed in terms of setup since F1 2014, and I don't want to sound like I'm making bad excuses or anything like that, but it also seems that every time I'm in cockpit cam here, I am routinely about a second and a half slower per lap than I would have been had I been using the TV pot there. But this is how we've chosen to drive, and we're going to be sticking to it. Just tough break if we're not fast enough. And again, we barely managed to scrape into the shootout, and this time we're about 2.5 seconds off the front row there. So I guess we improved just a little bit here in Q2, but we are still way off of race pace here. I do not expect to be fighting for pole or anything like that, but I definitely expect to be on row 3 at the lowest, and we're nowhere near that at the moment. Anyway, first lap of the shootout here, 147.48, provisional pole, but that is not going to stick. We absolutely have to find at least a 1.5 seconds per lap on this track somewhere, and I'm not sure where we're going to be doing that. Lap 4, 141.657, and that is as good as we're going to be going here in the shootout. We are going to be qualifying in 9th spot.
It was Nico Rosberg's day after a frantic final few minutes in qualifying. It was he who came out on top.
They've really worked hard this weekend, and it seems they've been able to set up the cars perfectly today. Whether this will translate into race pace tomorrow, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
With the clock ticking down, the drivers have a few minutes before the race event starts. Welcome to the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg will want his good fortune to continue on from yesterday's qualifying. He starts the race in P1 and has even said he's expecting to take the checkered flag first. You wouldn't want to bet against him doing just that.
He was driving on another level yesterday, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he just pulls away from the field and is untouchable. But as we know, anything can happen in Formula One, so we'll just have to wait and see.
The Williams team will be quietly confident that they can find a way to get Valtteri Bottas to his first race win today. The car's been performing really well this weekend.
Valtteri really is shaping up to be a star of Formula One for a long time to come. His first race win will be a magical moment when it happens, but will it be today? I think that will be tough.
So anyway, here we are, guys. P9 right behind Lewis Hamilton. We have Carlos Sainz behind us, getting off the grid here, not in the finest fashion as per usual, pretty much here. Carlos Sainz going down the inside of us there. We're going to be trying to go down the outside here into the snail-like turn 1 here. Usually there's a lot of space in this particular turn on the outside, and this time is no exception. We go down the inside of Maldonado there. We are up into 6th position here, right behind Nico Hulkenberg here, so a less than stellar start there, but we actually managed to make up a few positions there in turn 1. And by the looks of it, we actually have Lewis Hamilton right behind us there, but I have a nasty feeling that he's not going to be staying there for very long. Running a little wide here into the right-hander there. Hamilton has to look down the outside there, but he has nowhere near the line to make that move stick as we remain in P6 here, chasing down Nico Hulkenberg. Coming through the sweeping right-hander here, out on the back straight, high traction turn. This is going to be make or break. We are running a very low wing setup here, betting on being fast on the back straight. And by the looks of it there, Hamilton having a look down the inside, but he is not able to make the move stick. We have the speed to turn him away, and, well, obviously DRS is not enabled at this point here, but that is definitely a good sign. So lap 1 status here, we make up a couple of positions off the grid there. We start in 9th and are currently running in P6 there, but Nico Hulkenberg seems to be running away from us a little bit. Jumping ahead to lap 2 here, once again coming out on the back straight. Hamilton putting us under pressure from behind there. Once again, having a look down the inside. We are neck and neck here, heading into the hairpin. He breaks just a fraction of a second later than we do. Trying to go down the inside here again, go for the switch over, but Hamilton has the traction that we can only dream of here and makes the move stick as he is into P6 now. We are into P7. Jumping ahead to lap 5 here, Sergio Perez now into P8, trying to chase us down here off the back straight. Also a Red Bull right behind Perez there. Not sure whether that is Kvyat or whether it's Daniel Ricciardo. Jumping right ahead to lap 9 here, we got ourselves a little bit of a problem right here as our tires are really starting to go very early in this race here. And the problem is we are on a 2-stop strategy. We are supposed to be coming in for a set of options here on lap 16. But look at our tires already here, and we are only on lap 9. Ouch. Running a little wide here, coming out on the back straight. That is most likely going to cost us down the road here as we have Perez closing the gap really quickly from behind there. He's going to have DRS moving down the inside of his there. There's not too much we can do about this, especially on these tires here. They are close to gone at this point as we are down into P8, now being chased down by Carlos Sainz. Jumping ahead to lap 10 here, running a little wide one more time there. Carlos Sainz trying to make a move down the outside there. He has loads of traction here coming through the sweeping right-hander there, but we managed to duck down the inside there, going really hard on the throttle. Pretty much betting the farm on this move here, but there's not too much we're going to be able to do about this. Carlos Sainz has DRS here. We do not have a prayer of turning him away here coming into the hairpin, but somehow, I'm not really sure what happens there, but he's unable to make the move stick, and right behind us there, actually, there's contact, and Carlos Sainz ends up spinning off the track there as we are heading into the pits here for our first pit stop to get rid of these completely dead option tires. So this early pit stop is definitely going to throw a wrench in our plans here. We are still trying to make this a 2-stop race. If we can just stretch this stint for maybe 2 or 3 laps more than we had expected it to, and stretch our last stint as well on the primes there, we can still make this a 2-stop race, but way too early to tell right now. Skipping ahead to lap 14 here, Grosjean and Perez coming out of the pits there on cold tires. We move down the inside of Grosjean there into P16, but Perez is pretty much blocking the road for us. They're very slow here in turn 1, probably due to the cold tires there, and too bad we couldn't find a way around him there, because this was an absolute golden opportunity to make up a few positions here. Jumping ahead to lap 15 here, still putting Perez under pressure as he is catching up to Will Stevens, who is in P14 right now. And hopefully Stevens is going to hold up Perez long enough for us to hopefully make a move here and make up 2 positions. We are going to have a look down the outside there. There's no room for that. Going for the dive bomb here into the right-hander. We make the move stick. A little bit of contact with Stevens there coming out of the turn, but we are into P14. Skipping right ahead to lap 19 here, several cars have been in to make their first pit stop as we are in P9, chasing down Fernando Alonso, who's about a second ahead of us right now. Coming out on the back straight here, still trying to chase down Fernando Alonso. We're going to have DRS here lining up for a move, but Grosjean is giving us grief from behind here as he has DRS as we're going 3 wide here into the hairpin. Who's going to flinch first? We do, but it appears that Grosjean almost loses the back end here trying to break into the turn. We're unable to take advantage of that though as we are back into P9. And I have to say that except for the fact that the AI seems to be running super engines here on the straights in F1 2015, the AI is definitely a leg up from what I've seen in racing games in recent years. Jumping ahead to lap 22 here, Sergio Perez is now into P9 as we have dropped yet another position and are currently in P10. Also, Pastor Maldonado about 3.5 seconds down on us right now in P11. And I'm going to come right out and say it right now. If we end up being passed by Pastor Maldonado, that's it. I ain't ever going to live that down. That cannot happen. I'll take him out before that. Jumping to lap 28 here, completely dead option tires. We are going to be making the switch for the prime tire here, and hopefully we are going to be able to finish out the race on this set of tires here. That is definitely what we're going to be aiming for. So we are going to be taking it easy here on the 3rd stint and doing our best to conserve our tires. Jumping ahead to lap 39 here, we are running in P17 at the moment, but bear in mind that several cars have not been in to make their second pit stop yet. We are currently being lapped, as a matter of fact here. We've just been lapped by Valtteri Bottas, I believe it was, and if I'm not much mistaken, when I look in the mirrors there, we have Felipe Massa coming up on us as well. So it's not like we're on pace by any means here, but hopefully we are still going to be able to squeeze into P10 provided our strategy holds up. Jumping ahead to lap 47 here, we are currently running in P16, and no, you are not mistaken, it has started to rain. Almost losing the back end here, coming through the hairpin, as we are going to be going into the pits here and making the switch to a set of intermediates there. Whoa, into the gravel bed there. There's absolutely no grip in these primes. And I believe Bottas there, who was right ahead of us, is still out on his primes. So it'll be interesting to see what the other AI cars are doing, because it doesn't look like anybody's coming into pit at this moment here, but the conditions are definitely for intermediates. So rejoining the track here in P17, hopefully we are going to be able to make up a few positions here on our intermediates. And Lap 49 here, catching up to Romain Grosjean there. He is definitely still on the dry compound. As you can see, they're pretty much standing still on track there. We have no trouble passing him, and we are back into P16 trying to chase down Sergio Perez. Jumping ahead to lap 50 here, we run into Valtteri Bottas, who is still out on the prime tire as well, and he too appears to be standing still. I'm not really sure what's up with the AI here, whether they're just trying to skip a pit stop or trying to nurse the car home without stopping. And further up the road here, we run into the two Saubers of Ericsson and Nasr, and I believe it is Will Stevens and the Marussia, and everybody's all over the shop here as they try to make their way into the pits, probably to make the switch for full wets because the rain has intensified, and we are going in to make the switch for full wets. We actually managed to jump a few positions in the pits there as we are into P12 right now. And jumping ahead to lap 51 here, we encounter again Valtteri Bottas, again on his prime tires. He's not been in to make the switch yet, and he is completely holding up Carlos Sainz here, who's on the intermediate tire. We make an easy pass down the inside of both cars there and are into P11 as we run wide here in the left-hander. There is absolutely no grip. Remember, we are running a low wing setup here because we wanted to take advantage of the long straight there, and as such, we are really hurting here in the rain. Jumping ahead to lap 52 here, Carlos Sainz has now passed Valtteri Bottas and is just going to come barreling down the straight here, down the inside of his air. We try and return the favor here in the hairpin, but we do not have the traction to battle with Carlos Sainz here. Jumping ahead to lap 53 here, we are being lapped one more time by Felipe Massa here and getting just a little bit too much of the curb there. The back end of the car wants to step out there. We lose all traction coming out of the turn here. Perez is going to take advantage of that, going down the inside of us there. Nothing we can do about that as we are back into P13. But as we pass the grandstand here, it appears that Perez is not pulling away from us here. We're going to have a look down the inside here, coming into turn one, almost losing the car. Perez is running wide a little bit. We go down the inside of him as we are back into P12, a fight for a completely ridiculous position here. Coming out on the back straight here, we are going to be completely at the mercy of Perez here as he just blows by us yet again coming into the hairpin, and there is nothing we can do about that. So anyway, Nico Rosberg taking his third win in a row here in the season here at Shanghai, and we have not seen much of Hamilton so far here in terms of podium finishes. Not really sure where he's going to be finishing here today, but Rosberg takes the win here and is definitely building a gap in the championship standings there.
Nico Rosberg is proving himself to be a real star of Formula One with another impressive win here today. A cracking drive by the Mercedes man.
Yes, definitely. It was a brilliant race, and one that you can tell the fans really enjoyed.
Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment of this Formula One season.
So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching me get my butt handed to me here yet again. And if you did enjoy this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more F1 2015 action. And I'll be seeing you soon enough. Bye-bye.